Artificial general intelligence by 2027. That's not science fiction, folks. It's a prediction based on the breakneck pace of AI development we're seeing right now. Today, we're diving into the AI revolution that's unfolding before our eyes. Welcome to Unlocking the Upside with me, Jeff, and my co-host, James.
Whoa, hold on a second. 2027? That's incredibly soon. I mean, I still remember when Siri was the height of AI, and she could barely understand my pizza order. Now we're talking about machines that could potentially outthink humans in just a few years.
Exactly, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? We're looking at an analysis by Leopold Aschenbrenner called Situational Awareness, the Decade Ahead, and it's painting a picture of AI development that's nothing short of revolutionary. And it's not just about the timeline, it's about the scale of investment we're seeing.
So what kind of numbers are we talking about here?
Well, we're seeing a shift from billions to potentially trillions of dollars being poured into AI research and infrastructure. Companies are securing massive power contracts and building data centers the size of small cities. It's like a modern day gold rush, but instead of pickaxes and pans, we've got GPUs and algorithms.
That's a great analogy. And speaking of GPUs, the compute power being thrown at this is astronomical, right? I've heard some pretty wild figures.
Oh, you bet. Recent estimates suggest that training a model like GPT-4 could cost around $500 million when you factor in all the infrastructure. And it's not just about the money, the energy consumption is equally mind-boggling. Some of these GPU clusters are consuming as much electricity as small states.
$500 million. I don't even know how to process that number. It's like we're building digital rocket ships to the stars of intelligence. But with all this rapid advancement, I can't help but wonder about the risks. Are we opening Pandora's box here?
That's the trillion-dollar question, isn't it? Aschenbrenner doesn't shy away from the challenges. There are serious concerns about securing AI research against threats from state actors, managing the risks of superintelligence, and ensuring that democratic nations maintain a technological edge.
So we're not just talking about technological challenges, but geopolitical ones as well. How does this play into the global stage?
It's huge. There's a real concern that if countries like the United States don't stay ahead in the AI race, it could have severe consequences for global democracy and security. Imagine a world where authoritarian regimes have control over superintelligent AI systems. It's not a pretty picture.
That's a chilling thought. It reminds me of the arms races of the past, but with potentially even higher stakes. Are there any safeguards being proposed?
Well, there are calls for a government-led project to manage AGI development, similar to the Manhattan Project for nuclear weapons. The idea is that private companies alone can't be trusted with something this powerful. We need robust oversight and a clear chain of command. But here's the catch. Can government bureaucracy keep up with the pace of AI development? It seems like every time we blink, there's a new breakthrough.
That's a valid concern. The pace of innovation is staggering. And it's not just about the speed of development, but also the nature of the advancements. Can you tell us more about this concept of unhobbling that Aschenbrenner mentions?
Sure thing. Unhobbling is essentially about unlocking the hidden potential of AI models. It's like taking the training wheels off a bike, but for artificial intelligence. Techniques like reinforcement learning from human feedback and chain of thought prompting are helping these AI systems perform tasks they weren't explicitly trained for.
So it's almost like we're teaching these AIs how to think, rather than just regurgitate information. That's fascinating. It sounds like we're moving towards AI systems that can generalize and apply knowledge in ways we haven't seen before. But with that comes the concept of an intelligence explosion, right?
Exactly. The idea of an intelligence explosion is particularly mind-bending. Imagine AI systems that can improve themselves faster than we can comprehend. It's like lighting a fuse on a firework and not knowing if you're going to get a sparkler or a supernova. This leads to one of the most critical challenges in AI development, the alignment problem.
Oh, I've heard about that. Can you break down the alignment problem for our listeners? It sounds like a crucial issue.
Of course, the alignment problem is all about ensuring that these incredibly powerful AI systems behave in ways that align with human values and intentions. As these AI systems become more advanced, there's a real concern that they might behave in ways we can't predict or control. It's not just about making sure they do what we tell them to do, but making sure they understand the spirit of what we want, not just the letters.
So it's like raising a child, but one that grows up in days instead of years and has the potential to outsmart its parents, almost immediately. Are we ready for that kind of responsibility?
That's a great analogy. And just like with parenting, there's no perfect guidebook. We're in uncharted territory, but Aschenbrenner and others in the field are optimistic that with concerted effort and innovative approaches, we can solve these challenges. It's not going to be easy, but the alternative, letting this technology develop unchecked, is far more dangerous. And
it sounds like we're at a critical juncture in human history. How do you think this will affect the average person in the coming years?
Well, in the short term, we're likely to see AI increasingly integrated into our daily lives, from more advanced virtual assistants to AI-powered healthcare diagnostics. But the long-term implications are far more profound. We could be looking at massive shifts in the job market as AI becomes capable of performing tasks that were once thought to be uniquely human. And
that's a sobering thought. Do you think we're prepared for that kind of societal shift?
Honestly, I'm not sure anyone can be fully prepared for the kind of changes we might see, but I think awareness is key. Understanding the potential impact of AI on jobs, privacy, and society as a whole is crucial. We need informed citizens who can participate in the discussions and decisions that will shape our AI future.
So what can the average person do in the face of all this? It feels like we're spectators to a revolution that's happening in labs and boardrooms far from our daily lives.
That's a great point. I think the first step is education. Stay informed about AI developments and their potential impacts. Engage in discussions about the ethical implications of AI. And perhaps most importantly, focus on developing skills that are uniquely human: creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence. These are areas where AI is likely to struggle, at least in the near future.
That's a hopeful note. It reminds us that there's still value in being human, even in a world of super intelligent machines. But let's circle back to the geopolitical aspects for a moment. How concerned should we be about the potential for AI to be weaponized?
It's a serious concern. The potential for super intelligent AI to be used as a weapon raises significant national security issues. That's why there's a push for a coordinated governmental response, similar to how we approach nuclear weapons. The stakes are incredibly high. Whoever leads in AI technology could potentially dominate on the global stage.
It sounds like we're on the brink of a new kind of Cold War, but with algorithms instead of nukes. How do we ensure that AI development benefits humanity as a whole, rather than just a select few nations or corporations?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's going to require unprecedented levels of international cooperation and transparency. We need global standards and agreements on AI development and deployment. But at the same time, nations and companies will be reluctant to share their advances, fearing they'll lose their competitive edge. It's a delicate balance.
And all of this is happening at a breakneck pace. It's almost dizzying to think about. What about the ethical considerations? How do we ensure these AI systems make decisions that align with human values?
That ties back to the alignment problem we discussed earlier. It's not just a technical challenge, but a philosophical one. We need to define what we mean by human values and then figure out how to encode those into AI systems. And remember, these systems might eventually be making decisions that affect millions of lives. The stakes couldn't be higher.
Well, as we wrap up, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this discussion?
I think the key takeaway is this. The future of AI is both thrilling and daunting. It has the potential to solve some of humanity's greatest challenges, but also poses risks we're only beginning to understand. Stay informed, stay engaged, and remember that the choices we make now will shape the world we live in tomorrow. We're not just passive observers in this revolution. We all have a role to play in ensuring that AI development benefits humanity as a whole.
Well said. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey into the future of AI. Remember, the future isn't set in stone. It's up to all of us to help write the code of tomorrow.
Absolutely. And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought. The development of AI is not just a technological revolution, but a human one. It's forcing us to confront fundamental questions about intelligence, consciousness, and what it means to be human. As we stand on the brink of this new era, let's approach it with curiosity, caution, and above all, our shared humanity. Until next time, this is Jeff and James from Unlocking the Upside signing off. See you in the next one.